My name is Robertodino Leita. I'm talking to you from ZKTeco Europe here in Madrid, Spain. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the cloud and what it entails for the future of our technology. This is the index of what we're going to discuss in this very brief meeting. As you can see, we will have a first part in which we try to give an answer to the biggest question of them all. Why clouds? Why is technology in every sector shifting toward clouds? Then we're gonna talk about one of our main products, which is GoTime Cloud, an application that lets you manage the time of your employees in the easiest possible way. The third topic will be GoViewCloud, which is another product that we offer, in this case, to monitor and see recordings in your CCTV installations. The word in common is flexibility, and that is the concept around which we're gonna wrap it up at the conclusion of this presentation. Just a few words about me though. As I told you, my name is Robertodino. Feel free to call me Dino though. And I'm a pre-sales engineer here in Madrid for ZKTeco Europe. Throughout my experience, I've had the chance to work in access control, time and attendance, CCTV, also fire control, intrusion, and much more. So I hope I can lead you towards the discussion we're having today, maybe, hopefully, to let you learn something new about what we can offer for clouds. So first of all, let's answer the following question. Why are clouds an advantage nowadays? Well, that is easy. Having a look at this slide, we can easily understand how there are many reasons why clouds nowadays are more appealing compared to classic technologies such as on-premise softwares, client-server softwares, and so on and so forth. You have them in this slide. Let's check them out. First of all, hardware cost efficiency. That means that you can use far less powerful computers because your solution is actually completely installed and maintained in another server, which you don't have to work on. The second point is scalability. You can pay for a license for a specific number of terminals or for a specific number of cameras, for example, all right? But the main message behind this is that it doesn't really matter because in the future you can always expand your installation. The third point is global control. Whether it's for a firmware update, whether it's for the update of the system in general, whether it is for controlling a specific piece of information that maybe you miss, you never have to go to the installation, you never have to move physically. You can do it remotely because you know that the internet is accessible anywhere. Mobility represents basically the same concept, but from the point of view of users. In fact, imagine having your own application as an end user, whether it's for time and attendance, for CCTV, or for any kind of smart control, and being able to control and manage the solution and what you want it to do from your smartphone. Does it sound familiar? Well, yes, because that's reality. Another characteristic is that of disaster control, or, more elegantly said there, easy recovery. What happens if one of your devices is damaged and you need to change it? Or what happens if a firmware needs maintenance or needs to be substituted? Well, in that case, you won't have a problem because backups have never been so easy as in the case of clouds that lets you do them remotely and in any condition you may have. Clouds are also solutions that are installation-free. Have you ever offered the cloud before? You might have noticed that whatever you do is bringing to your customer a license, and that's it. They don't have to install a software, they don't have to have a specific machine for it. Well, of course there might be minimum requirements, but nothing more. Your clients will always experience the most comfortable of services. Last but not least, it's worth it to spend a few words on security, since the general opinion has always been quite resistant to clouds. But the truth of the state of the art is that it is absolutely secure and controlled by companies that, you can take my word on it, have a lot of interest in making the solution safe and absolutely law compliant. So, moving on and giving a definitive answer to the question, then why clouds? Okay, the characteristics we've mentioned are indeed positive, but what does the market really show us nowadays? Well, it shows us that there are applications for home control, domotic control. It shows us that there are even applications for alarm control inside your house, as well as other very different applications that anyway manage our lives on a daily basis. And even though we focus a lot on talking about the end users, please do not forget that in general terms, this goes always associated to a very comfortable installing experience and configuration experience for the protagonists of the market, mainly distributors and installers. Now, let's go a little bit in depth about our GoTime Cloud solution. What is GoTime Cloud? Well, imagine being able to manage the time and attendance of your company with a very simple software that even your employees can use remotely, as for what check-ins and checkout go, right? Well, this is the solution you're looking for. What you can do is being a user, like anybody can, or being a partner of ours. We have a specific landing page in which you can easily create your own profile as a partner, being part of the partnership program. Through this page, you can manage your customers and offer them their own licenses. Once they have a subscription, you can easily control it and have a global visualization of the situation of each and every one of them, including when each license is going to expire. And, that goes without saying, information about the anaglyphic details of every customer. Ultimately, whether you're an end user or a partner managing end users, the platform offers you the possibility to make your own purchase very easily and even by using your credit cards. Nice and easy, very fast. As a GoTime Cloud partner, what you can do is easily select one of your customers from the list you have on your own page, and from there, you just assign them a plan. And according to it, they're gonna perform their purchases and use the service. Well, that is something we have already thought of, and in fact, I strongly invite you to visit already our landing page, to watch all of our content that we have posted, and why not, in the process you might be able to see my face again. Now, let's try to take it a little bit from the point of view of the end user. What are they gonna be able to do with their apps? Well, you can see it from these screenshots. You have a very standard interface in which you have to enter with credentials and by indicating which is your company. But once that is done, you basically can move however you like. You can select your work code. You can punch in, punch out. You can have a look at all the requests and all the confirmed punches you have transmitted so far, as well as visualizing your own calendar to maybe try to remember when you got holidays. Last but not least, you can also review your punches and why not, get a QR code that then lets you punch in some devices you might have installed within your building. So, wrapping it up, you can use the app and you can be whether inside your job building or outside of it. You can be at home, smart working, that is not an issue at all. Or you can be in the company. If you don't really feel like using any other credential, you just use a very comfortable QR code. Partner. This is a word we've been repeating many times so far. And this next slide shows you once again why partners are important to us. We're not talking just about people reselling the solution. We also want to work, we really strive for working with people who love technology and want to integrate our platform in their own technical service. How can you do that? Well, the answer is APIs. This is a very practical tool that is a public resource and it's included in the price of each license, and that only requires knowledge in HTTP or HTTPS. In fact, here you have some examples of the kind of commands you can launch to the platform to get information, to post information, to delete it. As you might know already, HTTP at its finest. Partners. We've been using this word many times already, and we refer to many different possible figures, not just people who work with us from a commercial perspective, but also tech geeks like us who love integrations. The tool we make available for this is our API. Our API is based on HTTP/HTTPS protocol, which is widely known, and it lets you extract or post or delete any kind of information, like for example, employee profiles, privileges, punches, holidays. You can basically manage the information the way you like, and you can bring it to your own platform using our cloud as a middleware to build your own solution. that is the kind of partner we want to work with as well. Oh, did I mention that at ZKTeco we love giving you practical demonstrations of how we work? Well, that is valid for GoTime Cloud too. Check out our API website to have a look at how you can use the Try It Out button to actually implement a method or a call to get your JSON format script. Next in line is our GoView Cloud application for CCTV. I think that the best approach in this case is to show you a very brief video. Check it out. As you can see here, we're navigating the application. We are in 4G with our smartphone, which means that we don't need to be inside the network of the cameras we are visualizing. Check the list. What we have done now is selecting a channel, visualizing the live video of the camera, and if we want, we can explore its alarms, its events, and its recordings. By means of the two buttons we have at the bottom of the page, we can also trigger a manual recording. Here we have the list of events. As you can see, we just pick one, and there we go. We have our video stream in max resolution. Last but not least, as you might understand from this screenshot, we have the possibility of creating different profiles with different access permissions and visualization and recording permissions. What about monitoring your whole system through the administration panel? In that case, what's more usual is to have an access from your computer, therefore an administrator access from your computer, and have a look again at all the devices, the channels, this time disposed in a grill. Again, the list in case you want to modify them or add more according to the kind of license you have purchased, of course. You can also check the list of users and their permissions, as we mentioned earlier. And of course, you can do everything you can do on the app, which means in this case, visualizing the video streams. The list of events, of course, can be very, very long. Don't forget that what users purchase in the end is a space in the cloud. And therefore, how many videos and how many minutes or hours or weeks or months of streams they can visualize, that actually depends on what they paid for. So please, keep in mind the web interface in case you also want to perform some configurations on the system. So let's summarize what we've talked about so far, not in terms of specific products, but in terms of what they represent for the market nowadays. And the word I'd like to mention to you, ladies and gentlemen, is flexibility. Why flexibility? Well, because we have many elements in the potential business model we might want to set up using cloud solutions. So far we know that we need to sell a license fee, and we know that there is no need for the end users to install any software. We also know that we might want to perform these sales operations through partners, certified partners, or directly to end users. Then, being technology, of course, we need to forecast that we will have to put some customer care at users' disposal, as well as technical maintenance. Last but not least, we might want to offer a service of time and attendance system startup for the overall configuration of schedules, of shifts, and so on and so forth. If we talk about cameras, we might also want to offer a configuration of the security system. Not to mention that these licenses usually have to be renewed, and therefore the gainings we might have from them is yearly. That said, what do you want to offer to your customers? Do you want to work on your own, or would you like to have partners? Do you feel confident in offering technical customer care and technical maintenance for the devices that are going to communicate with the cloud? Do you feel that you need help in distributing the know-how on how to use the solution? Oh, and by the way, how often do you want the licenses to be renewed? Well, this is the very big message that we want to give you today. All of these questions have easy answers, and you are the master that gives such answers. Concluding, clouds nowadays offer many different solutions, and it's up to us to decide what is the best strategy to take advantage of them. What is important to acknowledge is that nowadays the market has taken this very specific direction. And when we talk about comfort for end users, we mustn't forget that we need to provide comfort also to the actors of the market, installers and distributors. Cloud platforms give us this kind of possibility so that with our business we can reach the clouds and possibly go beyond. Thank you for listening.